With just days before kids head back to class, more and more police departments are pulling out of Twin Cities schools. The agencies include the sheriff departments in Hennepin, Anoka, and St. Louis counties, and local departments like Blaine, Coon Rapids, and more. It all stems from a paragraph in a law passed this session that is hundreds of pages long. Our Adam Duxter explains how police see the issue and how districts are scrambling to respond.
How can we expect our staff to go to the school and work there every day when they're constantly worried about being sued or whatever it may be, instead of just focusing on their job and developing those relationships?
Law enforcement and Republican lawmakers alike say that's their main concern with language in the state's latest education bill passed into law. The law itself, hundreds of pages long, includes a brief mention about use of force for school resource officers and security officers, where it says officers can only restrain to prevent bodily harm, while limiting the use of takedowns that place a student face down on the ground.
And in a dynamic confrontation, we don't now have to be thinking through that. Wait a minute, am I doing this? Are these students or not? If you have an incident occurring outside the school, maybe in the parking lot, maybe at a football game, am I dealing with students or not? What set of rules am I being governed by right now? And we shouldn't have to make those types of decisions.
This is about allowing our school resource officers to use the de-escalation tools that they are trained in, because we know that we all in Minnesota want schools that are safe and successful for all of our students.
The state's largest district, Anoka Hennepin, says 11 of its 12 resource officers are deciding not to be in hallways when class starts next week. The district says it supports police and lawmakers in calling for a special session to change the law. Until then, they're prepared to not have SROs for the first time in nearly 50 years. Adam Duxter, WCCO News.
In a joint statement, the Minnesota House and Senate Education Committee chairs said that we value the role that school resource officers play in keeping schools safe, and Governor Walz's administration is working diligently to ensure that districts and law enforcement have the guidance they need to do their jobs effectively.